Hello there. Welcome to Jedi and the Mailman. Show where two old friends aim to deliver the best Star Wars talk in the galaxy. I'm Mike the Mailman. That's Jimmy the Jedi. And Jimmy, how we doing?
Like I told you off the air, everything in my life seems like it's a bit messy right now. So
Yeah.
got construction going on, self-inflicted construction, self-inflicted reorganizing of the pot of the collection, if you will, which is
Mm-hmm.
fun. Like I do enjoy that, but I'm waiting for stuff because I didn't pull the trigger soon enough. So now delivery's Thursday, and then I
Yeah.
got Funko Pops going up for sale, and that's all over the place. But yeah, so everything's good. And then it's raining like crazy here, and it's supposed to rain the next 2 days after today. So we'll see. Should be good weather to get things done inside.
Exactly.
How about you, man?
Exactly. Yeah.
How about you? You're back to work.
Yes. Miserable. I went back to work today after 11 days off.
Woof.
I'm really, really sore. I don't know about you, but like when you walk 31,000 steps in a day,
I don't do that.
it's a bit much.
I believe it. That seems like a lot. I ran 2 miles yesterday for the first time in 2 months, and my legs are
Yeah.
like sore.
Mm.
So I can't even
Yeah, I
imagine.
don't run anywhere. That running is behind me, but a
Yeah.
lot of walking.
So
It's just the life of a mailman, I suppose.
yeah. Did you get a chance to listen to the main show this week?
I did.
What'd
That
you
was a fun
think? Our
show.
clone chat.
This is a lot of fun. A lot of
Yeah, I
fun.
thought it was.
I was slightly disappointed with Charlie because I like when a person like she meticulously prepared her speech about her clone, which is important. She wanted to make sure she hit every
Yeah,
bit about that. But I like when a person just speaks from the heart, and you could tell she was reading it. Which, like I said, it's great. She got everything out there that she wanted to say, but I would have just liked this to hear her passion about it. Because
yeah.
that's what it's about.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, she's pretty passionate about that. Yeah, it was a fun chat. Taylor decided we needed something a little bit lighter this
Yeah.
week, so we went with that. We actually had another topic that I think we're going to tackle in a week or two. That'll be pretty fun, silly stuff. And then this week coming up, we have a special guest. Spencer's coming on. We're going to talk Boonta Eve. So we're going to be talking. You'll see it in the socials. We're going to be talking the best place to party in Star Wars Galaxy, and who do you want in your entourage? So we're going to have socials coming out. Meme Obi says walking is good over on the Instagram.
To a point.
So I don't know, 31,000 steps. So how many miles is that?
Oh, I don't know today. Let me see. Let's see if my watch will tell me really easily.
50 Thunders in the house. What's up, people? What's up, 50?
I don't know how many miles it was today. Suffice to say it was a lot.
I believe it.
Wait, no. Yeah, 14 and a half miles I walked today.
It's a lot of walking.
That is.
So.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
Man. Yowzers. So, yeah, I thought it was a fun topic. It was a little lighter than it has been recently. We weren't dooming Star Wars. Although, we're not the only ones. Crafting says chasing after 5-year-olds for 8 hours a day will get you your steps on. Yes. Ugh. No, thank you. Kids are the worst. Says the high school teacher. So, what's it say? How do you make an AT&T full over in stop motion? You tip it. Yes. Yes, 50. I think
good one.
Yes. Man. Speaking of doom and gloom.
Yeah.
We need to kind of dive into this topic because I feel like it's going to take us a while.
Yeah. I don't know if it will take that long, really. I mean, we'll get into it here, but I don't think he's got a valid point throughout the whole entire argument. But
oh, hang on. This website is killing me. It keeps playing like random stuff. Could you hear that?
Oh, ups and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. TR says I got beat up by an 8-year-old on Monday, straight up knocked my glasses off. You knock him off?
You can start training, T.
Light him up. Teach him. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have, like I said, we'll have Spencer on for Boom to Eve event, and I think that we're going to try to get the RSC guys back on one more time before the event. I'm finding out that patches are expensive to get made.
Yeah.
So anybody out there has a cheap patch person, let me know, because holy rip, trying to get them, because somebody only wears certain hats, so I have to take care of them.
Rebels GumCon has to be sort of a two-edged sword for you, right? Because you're excited to go,
I
but
don't want to
it
talk
also
about
means it's the end of
Nope,
summer.
don't say it. Yeah,
My summer ended today. I went back to work today. I had my 11 days off. You get how many months off? So
I get like 2.5.
yeah,
But
I feel so
yeah,
bad
so
for you.
it always is kind of their very first one was like in June or July, so it was really nice because it was like
Yeah, a nice way to start or middle of the
nice,
summer. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a fun way because like I'm not sure why I haven't done it in the past, but Oklahoma has a Galaxy Con, and I
Mhm.
haven't applied for a media badge yet, like an
Hmm.
influence. I'm like, we have plenty of like on our socials. I'm like, just go down there. But
Yeah.
again, just like this year, when the school year ended, we'll have a Star Wars movie, and it'll be the same thing. Uh,
Yeah.
so it'll be exciting. But Skywalker and Ryan says, "Happy Tuesday, Happy Tuesday,
Happy
Ryan."
Tuesday. Doing good, Ryan. Doing good.
She is indeed a short little warrior princess.
You
I
had to
must
get the
her.
dig in there with short, huh?
Yes. Amazon can get custom patches. I did it for, ooh, there we go. Check out
There you go.
Amazon.
And I think it's Amazon Prime week, isn't it?
It is. It is. It is. It is. Your life's probably miserable because of that.
Actually, no. Amazon started delivering their own packages, so my job's
Noise.
really got easier.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ryan, I did
Yeah.
not know you were going to Rebel Scum Con, I don't think. Next year we'll have to get you in the house. We got an Airbnb with
Oh yeah.
myself, Manny's in there. Imperial Lemon is on his social handle. We got Brandalorian, we got John, myself, and Jack all in a house
Damn.
together. So
No
that'll be
need to
fun.
even go to the convention.
Why would we? So we're gonna have a good time. Ryan, you can come over and hang out with us. Have a beverage. You can have an adult beverage if you'd like. Man, I'm old, Ryan.
Jimmy
I'll
doesn't
probably
remember
forget
anything.
by the time that this thing's over. I'll be like, I wonder if Ryan's going to Rebel Scum Con. That'd be cool to get to meet him. So I got it. I'm committing it to memory. Ryan is
Mm-hmm.
going to Rebel Scum Con, and I can't wait to meet him in person. Crafting says so much testosterone. Everyone else. We offered you a room. We offered you a room to yourself,
With a
but
lock, I would hope.
with a lock, maybe some like heavy noise canceling
Canceling headphones
headphones,
and
so she
yeah.
doesn't listen to us. Being boys, doing boy stuff. I don't know what that is. It's been a long time since I hung out with some dudes.
Sounds a
So,
little yeah.
yeah, I know. I remember I'm the one who orchestrated all that. I'm the man behind the scenes, baby. I told Imperial, don't cancel your room. Give it to Tiara. You come with us.
There you
Man,
go.
the Force has willed it. So good times. I'm super excited for that. But yeah, you're right. I'll have my first week. I have to go to new teacher training
Oh,
here. It'll be my 17th year or 16th year as a teacher, number one. Number two, I've already worked in this district for 3/4 of a year, school year. So I'm kind of like, I kind of get it, but whatever. Kind of sucks. It's a
they're
week
paying
away.
you, right?
Yeah, they're paying me for it. So whatever. I feel kind of lost without an actual job. Like I feel like we were just talking about that today, where like I feel kind of like I'm just kind of wandering around.
Hmm.
I have things I'm doing, but nothing's like I have to do. So it's just
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like I kind of get why people don't retire, I guess. But I have so many things that I do. It's not like I'm not doing stuff all day long. I'm just not productive
Yeah.
somehow. But we get up early, we work all day long, and I'm like, what did I do today? Old people memory,
I
LOL.
enjoyed my vacation. Like it was kind of like a retirement. I didn't get up early at all. I got up when I wanted to get up. I got things done around the house and didn't stress myself out, didn't push myself to do too much. I just, tick things off, It was enjoyable.
I owe Skywalking Ryan a hug apparently because he's a Solo fan. Makes sense to me. That sounds like a good reason to hug somebody. So you got one coming. Big old bear hug. So got it coming. R1 droid versus Gong droid. Discuss. Oh, we will be. We will be. Gonk droids. Gonk.
Donk.
Gonk. We do have a topic though.
We do. Ready
Um,
to get into this?
yeah, let's get into this. Let me give the Mike does all the heavy lifting when he goes. How many subscriptions to like things do you have? Because you're always
None.
finding things. That's
I
incredible.
just have a pretty decent Google feed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Movieweb.com. You can find this. I can share my screen here. Hang on. Let me see if I can share my screen. We know how well I do with technology. I haven't shared my screen in a
Amazing.
while. So here we go. So this article right here, 6 reasons why a hard reboot of Star Wars might be Disney's best option for 2030s. And this is by Timothy Martin. I did try to find his socials to reach out to him. I tagged MovieWeb in our socials, and I'll continue to try to find Timothy. He is a lifelong Star Wars fan. Although some of the things he says,
Doesn't seem like it.
it doesn't seem like it. Yes, I do think I'd like to say this before we dive into this because I've kind of learned my lesson. This is not going to stop me from bashing some stuff, but what he'll never find out, right? Doesn't that to my famous last words? He seems like he's coming from a place like a genuine place. Like it's not like he's not like throwing out like hate. There's not like
Yeah.
some of the stuff doesn't make sense. I feel like maybe he was like this was a stretch for him to write this. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I don't know Timothy. I don't know where he was coming from with this. He does put a disclaimer in here that we'll read for his sake, because I do feel like he deserves to have that. Real quick here, what does he say? Are you guys cosplaying? I might do my Kenobi, but I think that'll probably be it if I do it. So it just gets so hot dressed up.
I'll bet.
I don't know how the Jedi do it. They use the Force to keep them.
Then, yeah. No, you're right. The article, it wasn't like Star Wars needs to change because it's gone too woke or anything like that.
No.
But I still don't think he really had any valid reasons why they need to change or any good examples of anybody who's done a reset that's, paid off very well. So we'll get into it as we go through here.
Yeah. So, and again, in fairness to him, this won't stop us from like I said, coming at him. But and I did try to reach out. I just couldn't find his socials. Star Wars is in the worst place it has ever been. Just 3 weeks ago, this came out June 20th, by the way, so it's about a week old. Is it a week? What day is it?
3 days.
3 days old. Wow. Okay.
Time has no meaning when you're a school teacher in the summer.
No meaning in the summertime. The Mandalorian Grogu dropped out of the top 5 movies at the box office, a clear indication that the franchise is no longer the cultural juggernaut it once was. See, right off the bat, I don't agree with them.
No, this is a false premise. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
how long ago was it that Andor was out and Star Wars was the world's darling? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not Star Wars isn't in some terrible place. They released a movie that didn't do well. And if you look around, no movies is doing very well.
As of right now,
Masters of the Universe didn't even do well. Jeez.
Wow, that was a weird target audience, I think. Looking into that, but
50-year-old dead men.
50-year-old dead men. Thank you, the Weekly Planet. But yeah, so right off there, I was kind of like, and I'll be honest with you, I had to read this twice because the first time as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, the heck with this guy or whatever. And he goes on to say, as a lifelong fan, its inevitable decline has been sad to witness. I don't know why inevitable. I vividly remember my excitement when it was announced Disney would continue the saga with episode 7, but since then, only a few Star Wars projects have lived up to the franchise's legacy. See, this is the problem here. He's unable to do what we've done and say Mandalorian and Grogu didn't necessarily work for us because of our expectations. Like, you may not have liked everything that's come out, but it doesn't mean that it wasn't good for other people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As Star Wars approaches its 50th anniversary in 2027, Disney faces a major dilemma. How can they ensure it will survive another half century? A hard reboot with a full canon reset feels unthinkable. But when you honestly consider the state of the franchise, the idea isn't that wild. In fact, a strategically executed reboot might be the most effective way to restore George Lucas's universe in the Disney era. And here's a special note I want to read just because I feel like we should. Why you should trust me. Now there's okay. I spent my life immersed in Star Wars, and I know the universe like it's the back of my hand. And from the expanded universe and obscure lore to ongoing releases by Disney, I know how boundless the universe can be when it's operating on all cylinders. So I recognize the valid concerns many have raised in recent years as previous books and comics were deemed non-canon, only to be replaced with media that introduced brand new problems. As a movie fan, which I've also watched major franchises reinvent themselves successfully, and I've seen others wait too long to correct course. Years ago, it would have felt sacrilegious to suggest Star Wars should start over in the same way that Spider-Man or Superman have. But as much as I wish there were an easier path forward for a franchise, the case for a full reboot is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Okay.
It's all a false premise.
I just don't understand. Like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, like you can reset those,
Yeah, they're
but
comic
they've
books. That's what
barely
they do.
changed. Like they're not
Yeah.
different. They're just different characters, and you tell a little bit different
Mhm.
story.
Yep.
But it's the same exact thing. So why would we want that for Star Wars?
I have no idea. I can't think of one single large franchise that has ever rebooted and come back better or stronger. You can't just point to comic book movies because that's what they are. That's what comic books are. If you're a comic book reader, if you're experienced in that world, I mean, most of these characters have been around for like 100 years, and they keep telling new stories with these characters. They reset the universe and they tell more stories with them. That's what comic books do. Star Wars isn't a comic book. I mean, there's
No.
definitely comic book runs, but it's not like this is a solidly constructed universe with lore and characters and history. You can't. I don't think you can flush that and just start again.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
you could, but who's ever done that successfully?
yeah. TR says, "When have reboots ever worked? Reboots make
Right.
characters, the story, and the impact on people just flat." Yes, TR, I couldn't agree
Well said.
more. So, yeah, I just don't. And again, you have to forgive me. I'm bouncing through three screens up here. But TR, we should just had her come on. I actually thought about reaching out, but I wasn't sure if she'd, recover from her 8-year-old beatdown. Um, the point of Star Wars is about creativity, innovation. Yes,
Mhm.
100%. Uh-oh, and the bad word and the F word, fun. Yeah, absolutely. So he gives us 7 reasons. He gives 6 main reasons and then 1 honorable mention, and we'll get into the honorable mention. Um, His first one is recast the iconic characters. Although Disney has been shy about recasting characters since Solo, a Star Wars story, didn't do well at the box office, a reboot of the franchise would be a chance to introduce new faces to roles that have been played exclusively by individual actors. The recasting of Han Solo or Senator Bail Organa, which they have done, feels strange and out of place. It would be necessary. Wouldn't feel strange
Well,
and out of place. It would be necessary.
first off, the recasting of Bail Organa, it just went by without hardly a notice.
I
Anybody, I
was
mean,
annoyed that it wasn't.
the people that knew, but it wasn't a big deal. We knew like they couldn't get the original actor. You replaced him with a reasonable facsimile. He had a small role. It was fine. It was no big deal at all. And if you're saying that Solo failed because Alden Ehrenreich did a terrible job as Han Solo, you're out of your mind. That had nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I think if we would have gotten 2 more movies of that character, I think people would have loved it.
Yeah, he did a
So
great job. And it
so
wasn't it in no way was it his fault that movie failed.
this is
And
like the oh, go ahead, continue,
I was
sorry.
just gonna say, how do you define failure? Like, is Solo a failure in your eyes? Absolutely not.
Well, that's what yeah, that's we were talking with Casey about that a while ago was like, um, you know, box office, make it a failure or you know what I mean? Because there's tons of good movies
Mhm.
out there in the world that didn't do well in
Right.
the box office. I think money's tight. I mean, I think, I don't want to get political here, but things are tight. People haven't recovered. This is our first real summer of going back to the movies. You
Mhm.
know, we've got Supergirl coming out on Thursday, and predictions are not going well for
Didn't
that
look good.
either. And
Nope.
but everyone's saying it's a great movie. Like
Mhm.
all the stuff coming out said that she's awesome. Um, I know she's been embroiled in some like controversy. I don't know how much of it's has been earned.
Manufactured. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so um um
Yeah. I think trying to expect this summer to save the box office, you're out of your mind. Like with gas prices, 450 plus a gallon, and just the cost of going to movies and stuff like that. It's a big ask in this
well,
economy to
I
try to rescue a franchise, try to have big box office success. I mean, I'm sure Toy Story 5 is probably
that'll
knocking
make
it
a
out of the park.
billion.
Yeah, that'll make
Yeah,
a
but
billion.
that's
But other
kids.
than
I mean,
that, like,
parents want to not have to watch their kids for 2 hours, so they're taking them to
right.
a movie. And
Hmm.
it seems like animation always does that. Like
Yeah.
Bad Guys 2
And
made
if,
$1 billion.
yeah, if you have entertainment dollars and you're deciding how to spend them as a family, it's a no brainer. You've got kids of the right age, you're going to see that movie. You can take the whole family, everybody's going to enjoy it. They make their $1 billion. And then you have to skip out. Like, there's been, what, 4 movies this month that people want to see. And
That's tough.
yeah,
I mean, I can't imagine like because I don't think that you can do like Movie Pass the way I do it. I mean, you can't do it for your family, I don't think. So like I guess you'd have to have like
you'd have to
5
have an individual
different.
for each member of your
Yeah,
family.
that's
Yeah.
$100 a month. I mean, and movies don't
That's
come out
someone's
fast.
part-time job.
Yeah. So uh Aja says, I quote 3PO on the reboot. This is madness. 50 years of
Yes.
storytelling to reboot? Nah. Recasting characters works fine. Both Solo and Lando are grand. Yeah, I
Mhm.
don't necessarily want to see like I mean I love Solo and I fully accepted that's Han Solo as a young
Yeah.
man to me,
Mhm.
and I guess I mean that's on me, I guess. I mean that's why that worked for me or whatever. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see because like you could get more stories. I don't know though. Like I feel like when we get to this though, I just feel like the future of Star Wars is Starfighter and beyond.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for
we'll get to
sure.
that. So the Mandarian says every corner of the fandom I knew of raged. They changed Mail.
Hmm.
Huh. I didn't really
That's
see a
interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't I mean, it was just a blip to me. It didn't make any difference. I mean, I would have loved them to
I would
bring
have
back,
loved Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits, yeah, but and I don't know there was conjecture. Was he sick at the time? Was he just unavailable? Was the money not right? Whatever the case may be. I
Yeah.
mean, it was fine without him.
It wasn't a big enough part to worry about. Like
Yeah. I,
wasn't I
and
mean
I,
he was
and it
it
wasn't
was
like I don't think they sidetracked him and said, no, we don't want you back. It was, it just didn't work out, and it's not a big deal.
yeah, it would have been nice for him to for it to been Jimmy Smits, though I will say that like it Benjamin Pratt's a good actor, so I
Hmm.
was like, okay.
Yeah,
But, you know, Supergirl will be the first DC movie I've seen in theater.
cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. The movie industry in general is struggling. It's not just Star Wars. Star Wars is going to
Hmm.
survive. Just move forward, take risk, have fun. Yeah, and I just
That's right.
saw someone just said something today. Sam Witwer got and I didn't get to see the article because we were out and about doing some stuff, but getting more stuff for our new built-in stuff. But Sam was saying something similar to that, and of course, there's that 19-page secret
Yeah.
that people just handed over to Jeff Schneider because he's the coolest guy that walks the earth. Um, so yeah, the movie industry is not doing well, which sucks because I mean, it's like my second favorite place to be is in a theater, just sitting
Yeah.
watching movies. I mean, for Mike and I mean, geez, Mike, how many times did we walk down to the Ritz and see a movie? Like
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah.
was constant. So
Yeah. Back when it was like $3 or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, crazy. All right.
Hmm.
Let me go this way. New prequel versions. Let me just read this because I don't want to mess this up. New versions of the prequels. Here we go. When the prequels came out, they were critically maligned. Fans had waited years to see the Jedi in Prime, but widely disappointed by the stories that Lucas had in mind leading up to Anakin's fall to the dark side. It wouldn't be hard for a rebooted prequel trilogy to right the wrongs that the fan base still talks about today. Although 3 movies have aged fairly well with new generation of fans, it's easy to see the potential of a reimagined prequel trilogy without awkward romance, indulgent CGI, or the comedic relief of Jar Jar Binks. If Disney managed to pull it off, a fresh take on the prequels could be a genuine home run revitalizing the franchise while offering new perspectives on a story everyone already knows. A reimagined prequel could even lean into political intrigue with sharper, more grounded writing, echoing Disney's rare critical success. Andor, even that didn't do that well, though. This is because he liked
Right.
Andor. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really, this guy needs to learn to be a little bit more neutral, I think. Could also finally give the Clone Wars the cinematic treatment that it truly never received. This is like the one thing I agree with him on.
Exactly. Yeah.
It always felt like we really missed opportunity. The Clone Wars was the most we saw of the conflict, but after years of exploring the era in animation, there's clearly a deep mine of material to explore. I would love a Clone Wars movie with Jedi that we don't know, clones, like just follow them through, and
Yeah.
like I think, like I said that. I think I said that when we were Charlie and I met to talk about the super secret 19-page mandate. That would be awesome. It is. I mean, rated R would be cool, but you give me a Thin Red Line, or you give me a just some kind of like 1990s, like World War II or Vietnam film, but it's set on Mimbon or something like that. That would be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, to your point, that's the only part of that whole thing that I agree with. Is I would love to have seen, and I thought at the time too, like we were getting a movie called The Clone Wars, and I thought we were going to get more Clone Wars stuff, and we didn't. But that's fine. The movie was okay. Could you imagine trying to remake the prequels to appease everybody, to fix all the mistakes? Like take out Jar Jar, take out the stunted dialogue, take out like if you're trying if you want to redo those movies to cater to what the fans say they wanted or think that they wanted, it's going to be a train wreck. It would be worse than the prequels are. Like,
yeah.
And that's I'm not saying the prequels are bad. We both are of a generation where when we saw those movies, we were a little disappointed. But over time, we've come to accept them. Now that's lore. It's canon. It's what happened. We just have to accept it. You take the enjoyment that you can out of those movies. And last time we did a rewatch, I found that I did enjoy some of those movies a little more. But to try to erase that, try to right the wrongs and redo those the way that fans wanted them to, it would be a freaking mess.
Oh, that would be nonsense. They're going to replace Anakin. You're going to replace Kenobi, a new Qui-Gon. Like, why would you even
Jar Jar.
bother? Yeah, that seems insane to me, and I don't know what good that does. Like, I don't really understand why he thinks that's. I know he's just trying to come up with something, but
but you can take what Star Wars is and put it in the past, put it farther in the future, put it anywhere in the timeline, and tell the stories that you want to tell.
Yeah.
You don't have to erase everything.
No.
You can make new stuff. You can explore new characters. You can have characters similar to the characters that you love, but just different. Like, I don't know. It seems silly.
100% agree with you. The Mandarin says it was a health thing. We're talking about, I'm assuming Jimmy Smith's, no shade to Jimmy. Of course. Hodges said, proved the point with Bale. Of course, sad Jimmy didn't work out due to clashes in schedule, but it worked out great for me too. So people like Benjamin Pratt. I think Benjamin Pratt's a great actor. I like the consistency if it's going to be there. Because everyone wants to see from Star Wars what broad strokes, what timeline. Yeah, I think the future of Star Wars is Starfighter and beyond.
Future. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it needs to move forward. And the galaxy's so big. Why just focus on this little area? Like, you can't tell me. Like, think about the stuff that's going on in our world right now that we don't know about with the technology we have today. There's things going on in countries that are terrible. There's things going on in our countries that are terrible. And you could so easily just have something going on one single planet or between two planets or something warring with each other. And that could be a whole movie in 3-part series onto itself. You still have Star Wars, you still have interesting characters, back and forth intrigue. Like, I just hasn't Star Wars been dying since the Phantom Menace came out? The irony around surpassing death with being dead for 27 years was Wizard. Yes, Haji, I agree. We thought it'd be a fun talk. Would absolutely love more Clone Wars. God, wouldn't it be amazing live action? Just Give us Jedi that we don't know. Give us a planet when they're fighting Imperials that we don't know, and just a big thing. You go some training camp stuff, like take us to Camino and train, get a Shock T there, and get. I can't think of the two guys. I just did some deep dives on the clones, but you had those two bounty hunters. Have them there, and that. Oh my gosh, it'd be so fun.
Yeah, and you've got Disney Plus, and you've got seems like no plans of any kind of live action series that you want to put on there. I think exploring these areas, like where the broad story's already been told, but there's plenty more cracks to fill in, plenty more stories to fill in between the big arcs. I think there's no end of Disney Plus series that you could make in those areas. But like you said, when it comes to the franchise itself, like the big tentpole movies, we got to keep moving forward.
Yeah,
I would love to see more with the big actors from the sequel trilogies. I don't want them to go away, but if they do, I mean, it may be difficult to get them back. So if you can't get them back, let's, to your point, move forward. Let's get to Starfighter and let's move beyond there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have Daisy. Like, they really don't need. I don't think. I mean, I like Finn in them enough. I think those are great actors, and they're getting better opportunities to actually act.
Yes.
But I really feel like you just need Rey to move forward with.
Yeah. I mean, you could do without her, but I don't want to. I want the Rey story to continue, but yeah, I want big new stories taking place in the future.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Like anything you can think of can happen because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be grounded in reality. Like
it's almost like it's make believe.
I know, right? Maybe people need to get out and use their imaginations. Crafting Tiara says if the Mando movie is proof of anything, it is that Disney Star Wars will not be able to make everyone happy. Yeah, they did what the fans asked: more practical effects, decent CGI, less of the volume. Still unhappy. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it the first 2 times I saw it just because of my own expectations. Took off my expectation glasses and I went in for a 3rd time and a 4th time, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I have no complaints. It is a great episode of The Mandalorian. Yeah, I hope they just let creators and artists create. That would be nice. Love so many things about Mando and Grogu, just but they spent longer writing it to develop the villains. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Fair enough.
mean, again, I love Vision so much because of so many different stories. Yeah, Visions is phenomenal. And he does kind of talk about that a little bit. Kind of. I guess he references the Visions. But yeah, Visions stories, man, they're so fun. Just like there's so many good ones.
Yeah, no holds barred. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. The Star Wars galaxy is so vast. I love Skywalker Saga, but I want to see what else they can do. Don't confine it to a box. Yeah, like, man, please. Got a bunch. You're going through a tough time at the moment. Just want to say thanks to you guys and Star Wars community for the amazing distractions. Hey, 50, we're always here for you, my man.
Yeah,
thanks
buddy.
For joining us.
Yes.
Star Wars is awesome. I know I went through my divorce. I'll just share this. Like, as I was getting ready to go through my divorce, I kind of started following into Star Wars a little bit more and a little bit more. And then when it hit, I fell into it even more. I mean, there would be nights where I was sitting in my apartment playing with building Legos, watching Star Wars. So it's always there for you. We're always here for you as well, man. No matter what's going on in your life,
buddy.
Star Wars is always there. Star Wars Fan Club magazine wrote an article when Empire was in the theater and finished it with, "We don't see how we can continue with publication of the lack of luster." I didn't know that. That's hilarious, man.
That's amazing.
Old Republic, Sith armies, yes, please. That's what I think it needs. Sean Levy said the Starfighter will not have any connection to the main saga. It will. It's all new, no classic characters, no reference, no Easter eggs. I know he says that. I don't know if I believe him.
Yeah.
But I won't be disappointed if it doesn't. I just don't see where they take Flynn Gray's character at the end of that movie for it to be
and just flush it. That's it.
All right,
standalone.
Drop him off on Dagobah and see how this works out, right? But yeah, I mean, and if it does and it works, great. I mean, there we go. So. Plan to see movie seed for the Return of the Jedi. Starfighter plans to see for the post-Trust era. Hope can have both eras running via movies and shows. Yeah, I think that's what they kind of talked about in that article. that Jeff Schneider tried to get people to pay for. So,
Yeah, yeah.
boo.
What didn't it turn out too that 19-page article was just a kind of like Disney reaching out for suggestions from some companies, just what ideas do you have for us to move forward, and really has no real connection to like, and he can, some of those things are going to come true because they're pretty bland basic things, and then
It's
he
just like,
can take credit for, yep, see, I told you, they told me, I knew it.
yeah, yeah. I have, like I said in that chat, I have a weird relationship as far as, and I don't know if it was the character he was playing on that, that YouTube channel show, or if that's who he really is. I feel like it's really who he is because he was so just, so it makes me hard to root for him to be right. But
Yeah.
some of the stuff is great. This one, I don't necessarily know if I understood it really. Preserve the original trilogy's legacy. Every new story risks diluting the episodes, leave the OT standalone as historical artifact. Has Disney ever done damage? So the best way to preserve the legacy of the originals might be to reboot the whole franchise. This doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
No, it doesn't.
Instead of building new stories on top of A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, a reboot would reimagine the same characters and storylines within a fresh continuity. Disney wouldn't step on sacred ground in the process. By starting fresh, the original trilogy would become a historical artifact rather than an eternal narrative anchor. Disney would be able to honor the originals by letting them stand alone while carving out a new identity for the future. I don't know what he's trying to say there.
I don't either. And I've heard other people bring up this sort of argument before. I guess what he's saying is you take that original trilogy and you just lock it away and keep it safe. It's always there. We don't have to tamper with it anymore.
So
But
then what are we
we're
doing then?
not
Like,
tampering, right? But we're not tampering with it. Those movies are always going to be there, no matter which direction they go in. Those movies will always be there. You know what I mean? Like any movie they make,
yeah.
any movie they make forward isn't hurting those movies. If you just like those three movies, you can always go back and watch them. They will always be there. It doesn't matter if the timeline is reset. It doesn't matter if we reboot and recast. None of that matters. You can tell whatever stories you want in whatever time. It's not changing those three movies. I do not understand this argument, and I've heard it from other people about other franchises too. Like, nothing we do is going to change what is already there. It's there. If you enjoy it, go enjoy it.
Yeah, and I don't think I get, like, because he talks a little bit about continuity and things like that, but so what? So I mean, you change, like, but is he talking about like redoing the original trilogy over, but also leaving the original trilogy alone? Like, here's this version of the original trilogy. Now we're going to remake the original trilogy.
It seems like it, yeah. But I
So
don't
what?
think
Nobody recognizes R2D2 this time, and
I
they're like, oh, by the
don't.
way, we're pretty sure other Jedi got away because it's going to be coming in handy whenever we tell stories in the future.
Mhm.
Like, the guy, you got to give Luke, like, Lucas had no idea what this was going to. There's no
No.
way he thought in 50 years people are going to give a
Mhm.
blank about this movie.
No.
There's no way. Like, what movies are like that? Like, how many movies have a 50-year-old have 50 years under their belt as far as like this series? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I don't know.
What, 2 weeks ago we covered a book that they wrote because they weren't sure that Star Wars was going to become anything, and they wanted a cheap, easy sequel to it. So, like, yeah, he had no idea what it was going to be, and I think they've made the most of it.
And Darren says,
So do I think a lot of the people listening tonight.
yeah, drives him nuts that Leia met Obi-Wan. Yeah, that worked for me for some reason. I thought maybe because she was so young by the point in time, because she doesn't
Yeah.
act like she doesn't know him in that video. She's like, "You once served my father." Well, technically, he served her father. So yeah, I get it though. Like, again, like, we're never here to say anyone's wrong about how they feel about anything, too. So just, um, there's Tahu in the
Yeah,
house.
so you missed some great rants already, buddy.
Yes. Please don't remake. Yeah, I'm with you,
No.
Ryan. I don't understand that one at all. So we're probably going to move on
Yeah.
pretty quickly from it. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. Yeah, the original trilogy is solid. Is where where I
Mhm.
belong. I don't think I touched it or anything. Yeah, and
There
the
we
thing
go.
is too is like everything they make adds. I feel like it adds to. Yeah, there's some weird things where, like, again, I make the joke about Kenobi not recognizing R2D2, but there's like 50 million R2 units out there that are probably
Mhm.
blue, silver, and white or
Yeah.
whatever. So he's
Yeah.
like, oh, this reminds me of my church. He didn't own
Mhm.
R2D2, so
Nope.
he didn't lie.
Yeah.
Um, what's the fourth one? Is that where we're at? Four? Yes. Fresh creative visions. Filmmakers could bring their own creative vision. It basically says JJ was too focused on nostalgia to move forward. He says that if a new trilogy approached Star Wars like source material instead of canon, in the same vein that Matt Reeves approached the Batman, or Dennis Villeneuve's went about adapting Dune. But from my understanding, one of my former coaches is absolutely obsessed with Dune, and he says that it's
Mm.
pretty close to the
Yeah,
books. Again, I haven't
it
read the
is.
books, but I plan to because I really
Mhm.
enjoyed those movies so much. So he says, I'm not necessarily suggesting that new writers and directors should adhere to consistent tone or visual style like Marvel Cinematic Universe. On the contrary, filmmakers would have the freedom to reinterpret iconic elements without having to adhere to certain aesthetics or rules. Not only would a reboot lessen the likelihood of continuity errors, it would empower creative teams to showcase their unrestrained vision for a franchise.
They're already doing this. Maybe not the core movies. Like they sort of follow a similar pattern, but they're already doing this. Like Andor, nobody can say Andor was anything like any other Star Wars that came before it. It's you hired someone to take it a different way, to present this in a different way that, it came across. You look at Maul Shadow Lord, completely different sort of feel to that. They're not necessarily making big huge movies in different genres in different ways with different creative filmmakers, but they you don't have to reset, you don't have to reboot the galaxy to do that.
Mm-mm.
They're already trying it with TV. They can continue to do that. We don't Nothing needs to change.
Yeah, I don't. I yeah. Um, I don't understand. Like people, I think the continuity of like Marvel is what makes people like Marvel, and that people
Mhm.
like those connections. Like I don't. Do they sometimes lean on nostalgia a little too much? I think so, but I mean, it's a universe, it's a world that we live in, like that they live in. It would be similar, right? I mean, but
Mhm.
again, you could go to a planet and it have completely different stuff because they don't. I mean, I think like regionally, if you think about it, but people don't want to. They don't want it to be like real world life, but then when it isn't, but they're suggested. I don't know. It's confusing to me what people want. Like I don't understand.
No, people don't know what people want, so I don't know how we're supposed to figure it out.
Tatooine's sun causes serious memory loss, as does old
That's what I've
age.
heard.
Um, Hodges says, I loved Leia and Kenobi, but apart from the running sequence, yeah, that was pretty bad. The running sequence, knowing Ben. Maul Shadow is my favorite so far. I love the heavy metal rednecks in space. Kenobi had to play his cards close to the chest. He's not going to say, hey, R2, my old buddy, how are you? Be careful. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, again, and you can explain any of this stuff away. I
Yeah.
think I think that Visions is a great place, and this is what they're doing in Visions, where they don't have to adhere to any of the canon.
Yep.
And there's some really great stories coming out of it. But if they
Mhm.
don't link up and have some kind of continuity, then you have some trouble, I think, with a franchise. It's no longer a franchise; it's just a bunch of movies that all
Yeah.
circle a certain thing, and I don't think that works for Star Wars. I do think you could tell stories far away from the Skywalker saga with a galaxy as big as what we've got.
Mhm.
Um, you could go into another galaxy like they did in Peridia and
Yeah.
be like, this is how things work here. And,
Mhm.
I don't know. I just think there's a lot of potential. I think this would be a terrible idea. I do think that it works for Visions, but that's animated. So I don't know. Not sure. What's Ryan saying? People nitpick everything when Lucasfilm doesn't make the exact movie. Yeah, it's true, Ryan. Again, and I was guilty of that for a little bit, like being upset about a movie because it wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I like got over myself, luckily. Uh, so, but Where are we at? Number 3, no longer burdened by continuity. I think we just discussed that, but
Yeah.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is most successful cinematic universe that ever existed, but after more than a decade, it's headed toward reboot territory following Avengers: Secret Wars. It's a strategy that makes sense after so many years. It's a daunting challenge for new viewers to get caught up with all the movies, Disney shows. I don't think, because he goes on here saying how like you needed to know all this stuff to see the Mandalorian. I would disagree that you needed to know anything
Yeah.
going into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I've heard from many people that didn't know anything about it that saw it, and they just took it as a good action flick. You know what I mean? It's there's knowing the lore can add something to it, but it's completely unnecessary in that movie. Like it doesn't change anything if you know all the things. Daisy agrees.
Yeah. Hard
And
reboot
this
free.
this premise that Marvel is going to reboot their whole continuity and it's going to be good for the franchise. How do we know? They haven't done it yet. And we've had plenty of comic book movies that have rebooted. Like just thinking of Spider-Man right off the top. Like there's been the Tobey Maguire ones, there was the Andrew Garfield ones, and now we have the um what's his
Tom
name?
Holland.
And Tom Holland, yes.
I'm Tom Holland, y'all.
But they've all been good. They've all been successful.
Yeah.
You have the same thing in the Batman franchise. All those Batman movies, even from Batman, 99 or what year was it? 93, Batman 93 through the every iteration therein of that and into the more recent ones with
Christian
man,
Bale.
I can never with Christian Bale. Those are all successful to some degree or other. You know, like and also they're comic books. That's what comic books do.
Yeah, we
They
got a lot of
constantly
people.
retell the same story.
Yeah, that's what
But I
um,
can't.
the MCU is based on comics and multiverse
Yeah.
lore, history of rebooting, not relevant. Star
Mhm.
Wars, exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Chrissy, what's up, Chrissy? The problem with comparing comics to Star Wars is reboots are part of the zeitgeist for
Hmm.
comics that's been going on for decades. Yeah, they just reset things or they go to
Yeah.
another planet.
Right.
MCU is having a soft reboot, not total. People seem to forget that it will still carry. If they're rebooting so hard, then why did they had to bring Robert Downey Jr. back?
Exactly.
Why they had to bring Chris Evans back? They should be able to
Hmm.
move on. All
Yeah.
right, they haven't rebooted anything. They're just going
No.
back to the well.
Right. They
So
tried. They tried a few other characters. They didn't work, and I don't even know if it was those characters' fault. Some of the writing involved with those characters was
well,
awful.
like
And
my
then once
goodness.
again, we come back to this idea of the movie industry, the economy, like life has been pretty effed up since around 2016.
Yeah. Number 2, when filming The Force Awakens began, I was swept up in the sequel's sense of limit. Okay, the what title was Unlimited Potential of New Lore. Force Awakens, I was swept up in the new sequel sense of limitless possibility. It was arguably more fun to watch set photos and concept art come out online than it was to sit in the theater watching the final product. No one knew who Snoke was or what happened to Luke Skywalker. Those mysteries were just the tip of the iceberg. A reboot could recapture that energy, incorporating new lore inspired by Lucas's ideas throughout his films. And guess what? Star Wars Visions has already done that. Blah, blah, blah. We could witness new Force traditions besides Jedi and Sith. Oh, okay. I'm just going to stop him here. Okay. High Republic has done this. It has
Mhm.
expanded who uses the Force, how the Force is seen, how the
Yep.
Jedi use the Force, how people, not everyone loves the Jedi because of the way they use the Force. There's like 7 to 12 different religions that all have a council on Jeddah before it gets blowed up,
Mhm.
that all worship the Force or use the Force. They call it a different name. All you have to do is tell a story someplace else, and you can do that. You don't need to. Like he basically answered this thing. This is how you move forward in Star Wars: is you tell different stories, and it can link up.
Mhm.
Why can't Ray go to a planet where they don't know what the Force is? They call it the thread or whatever it was, like what
Mhm.
people got so upset with in the Acolyte. Or I'm trying to think of what some of the groups called it, but there were good guys and there were bad guys using it. Um, people that were they were suspicious of one another. Like, I just feel like, like it's just like religion. Like, there's so many different versions of Christianity and things like that, that why wouldn't there be different versions of how the Force, and to think that the Jedi are the only ones that have harnessed it is
Yeah.
asinine. Absolutely
Yeah.
asinine. And why couldn't there be
Mhm.
like a secret society that's been running around this whole time,
Mhm.
overseeing them? Or
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm like,
And
dude, like, you don't have to reboot to do any of the stuff that
no.
you just said in that. You can
That's what I was just
start
gonna
new
say.
stuff.
Yep. Why would you have to reset everything to tell these stories? You don't. You could pick any time period you could tell these stories. They're there.
Yeah, we sure had a decade of that. Yes,
Yes, we have.
we got about 2 more years of it, then
It
things
doesn't
should
seem to be close to ending.
no, it feels like an eternity. I'm begging Star Wars to show more Force-sensitive societies and people who are not Jedi.
Yeah.
Chrissy, I know you like the High Republic stuff, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I mean, the stuff that goes down on Jeddah, that they could do that, and if they don't wanna reset, they don't wanna do a reset, or not a reset, but they don't wanna tell the dawn of the Jedi, which I know that's pretty scary probably to
Yeah.
tackle. Why not go back to when Jeddah was Jeddah and have all
Mhm.
these religions? And you could have a mystery. Who killed this person using the Force or something? You'd have all these groups mistrusting each other. Like, that would be an amazing movie.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
could, from that, it could just expand. Like, at the end of it, people all go their own ways because they just know they can't get along or something. And then you have all that out in the universe or something.
Mhm.
Night Sisters. People accept the Night Sisters for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's frustrating me. Not our group here. Our group gets it. A friend of mine has 2 Ridgeback dogs, one brown, one black. I can't remember their real names, but I call them Chewbacca and Black Chris Hansen. You did say
That's
earlier that you
awesome.
had been drinking, so
That's
Andor
awesome.
does that too. They showed the lady who was like Force. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Force
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
more of like a mystic person.
Mhm.
Where Andor explored other stories, but just connected. Yes,
Mhm.
get some Sith in there. I agree. I think we need Sith lords or some kind of version. I want 50 bad guys, and I want 25 good guys, and I want them throwing each other around and doing all kinds of, like, use the Force, damn it. That is how it works. We've seen it. Of course, the Force is going to have a multitude of followers, religions, and cults. The Night Sisters showed us that. Love the witches, the galaxy, plus Meridian now.
Mhm.
Yes. She
Yes.
says, love the High Republic. Couldn't agree more. Acolyte was telling different stories and delving into the dark side, but we all, unfortunately. Dawn of the Jedi was the thing I'm most looking forward to. Yes, I know. I
Yeah.
was super pumped for that. That was pretty cool.
Like you said, that is scary to try to get
I
into.
would be
Like,
terrified to want to be the one to tell that
that's
story.
hard.
Biggest thing with the Acolyte was people were all mad about the witches. Yeah, I don't understand why. I don't understand why those witches were bad and the Night Sisters were good. Like,
Yeah.
do I not think that the same things were happening in both of these covens? Like,
I
I mean, I'm
don't
not
know,
gonna sit there
man.
and spell it out for everybody, but just saying.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. Like, mm.
No, I don't know.
I would still love to see a movie about the discovery of the Force. Hopefully, Mangold gets. Yeah, I just think it would be so cool if. I think it would be a cool thing if, like, and you could go back to, I know Dave loves the wolves and things like that, and like the Native American stories where, like, which wolf do you feed, the light or the dark side, and you could
Yeah.
really establish that. And I still
Yeah.
think it should be like brothers or sisters, or a brother and a sister or something, and they learn it, and then they're the first
Yeah.
split or something
Yeah.
cool.
There is so many ancient
There's
stories that you could take and adapt. And yes, for sure.
And if it
Yeah.
doesn't work, you say, well, that happened on this planet. Over here on
It's a
this
myth.
planet, this
Yeah. Yep.
happens.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, if you
Yep.
mess it up and you're like, well, it didn't necessarily go. And oh, by the way, I mean, we can't even agree on which civilization was first on the planet.
Right.
So why would we, you know?
Yeah.
So why couldn't that be that different things happen in different places? We got all these planets,
Yeah.
Planet X, and all this different stuff. So
Mhm.
there were also more than the Night Sisters using the Force on Dathomir. Yep, that's true. You should call the Black Dog Santon. I like that. That's good. This movie was canceled indefinitely. I don't know.
Who
There
knows?
hasn't been any information about it, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's been canceled. The rumors are that it's been canceled.
Yeah. They're just silently letting all that stuff that got announced and never became anything die, and if they ever want to bring it back, they will. That's where all that stands.
My Sisters on Elm Street. There we go. I like that. Ultra Wars and silly fans and accolades. Sad.
Mhm.
Yes. I think that. I think unfortunately, our country expressed itself
Yeah.
in a way, but I do think that wave is starting to kind of die down a little bit. So
God,
we'll
I
see
hope
what
so.
happens. Again, there's so much potential. This reboot thing seems, and then this last one this seems like it's a dig more at Dave Filoni than anything else.
Yeah.
Distance from animated shows. So here we go. This one, I think this guy seems angry about animation. It's
Yep.
surprising how much of modern Star Wars was direct ties to animated shows like the Clone Wars and Rebels, which are shows that tie into the movies. Live action series like Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, Grogu practically require the audience to watch them to be fully in the know about what's happening. And sure, Dave Filoni is a talented storyteller, but at this point, the connections are causing more harm than good. New stories have become so dependent on these shows that the casual viewers are left feeling like they missed homework. Star Wars used to feel like it was for everyone, but now it feels more like an exclusive club. I think this is a bunch of.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about.
He said the hard reboot with Star Wars would inevitably be controversial, and it wouldn't be all smooth sailing. It would be a bigger mess than this.
Yeah. So like, okay, so his premise is the real Star Wars is the big 9 movies, I guess.
I'm assuming, and I feel like he likes the first 3, and that's it.
I've seen all 9 movies before I even watched any of the animation or got into any of that stuff. I enjoyed all those movies. So I'm not sure why you want to dig on the animation, why you want to bash on the animation. It's not necessary to enjoy Star Wars if Star Wars is those 9 movies. But if you enjoy Star Wars like us and everybody else on our chat tonight, the real Star Wars fans, you love it all. It just adds more depth to the story, adds more flavor, fills in the gaps. It's all good. But it's not necessary in any way.
Yes. You'd have a whole uncharted space of the galaxy out there. What is it called? Wild space. Just go out there and explore. Yeah, I just think it's stupid that. Man, boo, big disagree. Give me more animation. Yeah, to say that everything's related to the movies came first. Clone Wars tells stories about it. You don't need to necessarily know them. I don't think you need Rebels to understand what's going on in Star Wars in Ahsoka either. Like, I don't know.
No, I watched Ahsoka before I watched. Now, after watching Rebels, more things made sense in Ahsoka. But once again, are those TV shows, are the live action TV shows included in his idea of Star Wars?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, it's I think he was having, honestly, to defend it, because I think some of these ideas are really, really bad, but I think he was struggling trying to write this.
I think he had a deadline.
I don't think that. What's that?
I'd love to meet this guy and pick his brain, because he deserves to be able to defend himself. He's not here to, add any credence to any of this stuff to back it up in any way. It'd be fun.
I will continue to try to find him and see what happens. Mandarian says the Night Sisters were on every goth guy fantasy femdom. Yeah, society accolades cult seemed like it was focused on removing men from their society, and that rap put out. Yeah, that's true. That rap was not great. She was defending herself, but I'll just call those dogs. Oh boy, we're still with the dogs. Don't let the haters rile you up, Mike.
I'm having a good time.
7 makes me hopeful for some serious big Anakin moments for the 50th anniversary year timing and all that. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Oh God. Dogs, which is awesome. Yeah, so again, one more time, movieweb.com. The writer is Timothy Martin.
Wasn't it
So,
nice that I picked an article with an author whose name you can pronounce?
yes, thank you for that. Again, I tried finding Timothy. I did plug in movie web, so maybe they'll reach out and they'll send us an email saying,
Maybe.
"Hey, can I come on your show and defend myself?" Because that worked out well
That'd be
last
fun.
time.
Yep,
So
sure
that
did.
worked out really well. But yeah,
Hey, I gotta say, this has been great. Like, not just bashing on this guy. That's always fun, but the biggest fun in this tonight is seeing all the great fans that we have on here, all the wonderful Star Wars fans, and all your feedback. It's nice to know that we're on the same page and we love this franchise and we're positive about it. And this is just so much fun.
yeah, it's pretty cool because we disagree on some of the parts, but we all have the same idea. So it's kind of fun that everyone's like, "Oh, you're so stupid," blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it's great. What are your thoughts on Spaceballs 2? I'm here for it. Let's
I can't
go.
wait.
Oh, it's not sticking with the continuity of the first movie, so I don't think I'm gonna go see it, bro.
God.
No, I'm here for it, man. I think I'm pumped. I wish that John
Yeah.
Candy, RIP, was still around,
Yeah.
but maybe he'll have a son or something that we get to meet. That would be pretty cool. You want to enjoy Star Wars, it's as simple as that. Yeah, and that's the thing is you got to find it. So like I could have been miserable about the Mandalorian. I decided let's look at this from a different point of view, and
Yeah.
it worked out really, really well. It's
Yep.
okay to disagree. We just do it positively. Yeah, absolutely, man, Darian. Absolutely. So yeah, I can't say it any better than Mike said it. Anything else? Any final words, Mike?
No, hey, 2 weeks from now, Jimmy and I will be sitting in the same room doing this show.
Yeah, let's
And
go.
we have a great idea about just Star Wars ideas that we know Lucasfilm and Disney would never do. So run these ideas through your minds, get some ideas, send them out to us, jump in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. Anything, it can go anywhere, be anything, any sort of story that you'd like to see, maybe that you know Disney would never bring out. That's what we plan on discussing 2 weeks from now. Next week, I don't know what we're discussing, but it'll be fun.
Someone will write a stupid article and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, probably. That's what we're really good at.
Whoa, sorry, I missed 50. Next year, Star Wars turns 50. I turned 52. It'll be a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty epic. Jimmy and I just blazed that trail.
Yeah. Obi and Dexter body comedy. Yeah,
there you go.
Great.
All right,
Hold
save
on
these for 2
folks.
weeks.
Yeah, save these for 2 weeks from now. So, all right, folks. Again, thank you guys and gals for chiming in. We love hearing it. If you're listening to it later, leave us a message, DM us, all that good stuff. Let us know how you're feeling about things. And should Disney reboot Star Wars and start all over? Or should they just get more creative and tell some new damn stories?
There you go.
Pretty simple. So there we go, folks. We'll see y'all next week.
See ya.